host, Dalanie.
And it's Katie, and this is Classically Black Podcast,
where we talk all things classical music and being black in the profession.
with trap beats playing in the background. Put it down, back it up, put it down.
I feel like that's what you hear right before you descend to hell. Like, for all your sins.
Your face took me down.
It just keeps getting louder. It's Katie's laugh.
You suck. Y'all heard it here first. Dalanie, you so nice.
Who said I was nice?
I mean, people don't really say you nice, but people don't think you mean. But now
I'm not mean.
You name?
Meanwhile, you mean to everybody's eardrums when you in the
My voice carries. Turn your headphones down.
On mute. Still bleeding over.
Shut up.
Now what's he gonna say?
Meanwhile, now my pastor in my DMs talking about we gotta pray for you.
You're on the sick and shut in list,
right?
I tell you, I went to that church and Donald Trump was on the sick and shut in list. I was like,
well, he should have his own list,
right?
But that's not this type of podcast.
Can be. No, I'm just kidding.
You got news because I don't know where this is going.
So I'm gonna change the order a little bit. So the first piece of news I have is
okay, episode 14. Now we out here.
Okay.
Improvisation.
I'm literally just switching 1 and 2.
Oh. Okay, time for the intermission. Okay, I'm gonna be serious. Probably not, but for now,
a good 4 seconds.
I'm literally a child.
So the Vienna Philharmonic just launched this new International Student Training Academy. And it's a 2-year program. And it's free.
What?
Yep.
So
it's free.
People gonna be coming out the woodworks.
Right. I just played that in my lesson today.
Out of nowhere, people gonna be.
Okay, album where we just sing excerpts.
I'm telling you, people, all of a sudden, you ain't seen sis since you left her at Curtis, and this sis from down the block, you didn't even know she played trumpet, come out of nowhere. Out of nowhere.
That's a universal excerpt. We all share that pain.
I mean, Mozart, I just don't. It's the opening. I don't understand the vision. I don't understand
tears,
what you were going for. Like,
evil.
Did you get to number 35 and you were like, you know what, this whole symphony thing ain't really for me, but they still like what? Okay, I'm sorry. What are we talking about?
So the Academy is going to provide free of charge chamber music and private instrumental lessons and orchestra performance opportunities within the Vienna Philharmonic and Austrian culture and history classes. And they said they're going to be seeking both. Sorry.
Well.
It's the group chat with you.
I don't care.
It's the group chat with you and Richard,
and that's fine. I just want the record to show that Dalanie Harris got a hit up in front of the whole world because she was like, my phone, what's it called? A paperweight.
It literally is.
Blase,
first of all,
look here.
First of all,
God is faithful.
No, first of all, because whenever I say you get a hit up, you say it doesn't count because you hit them up first. I asked Richard a question and he responded.
Well,
no, because
you disagree with me when I say it. So keep that energy.
No, I was like, yeah, okay. So keep that same energy.
Nah, sis.
Keep that same energy. First of all, I asked him a question and I asked it in the group chat. So technically, that's half a hit up for you.
Listen, I didn't get no hit up because I put my phone on Do Not Disturb like a good little girl.
I put my phone on Do Not Disturb too. It was my laptop that slipped my mind.
Just getting hit ups on multiple occasions in multiple places.
My iMessage is signed in on my laptop. It's the same hit up.
Excuses are tools of the weak and incompetent.
Girl, anyway,
of nothingness and buildings nowhere.
Let me email Vienna Philharmonic. Katie applies for this. You got a year. It's 12 spots and ages 12 to 26. Meanwhile, we all
12 to 26. You got 12-year-olds playing Einheitenleben? I don't even doubt it.
Right. These days.
These days.
And there's going to be at least one student per class from the United States, hopefully. So, you know, hopefully a classically black listener.
Right, that'd be so cool.
Right.
Y'all could tag us in your stuff.
Yeah, so I'm gonna link the Violin channel article, and they have like the information about how you could apply and see if you're gonna be out in Vienna, you know,
frolicking.
Right, exactly. And then next up on I have sad news. Robert Green, he was a flutist and co-founder of the Chatham Village Symphony Orchestra. He was unfortunately struck and killed while picking up his keys. So yeah, the driver was cited with failure to reduce speed, failure to use caution with a pedestrian, and not having a valid driver's license.
Homicide?
Right, I was about to say I don't see vehicular manslaughter.
Right.
Well, maybe that's coming later.
Yeah.
It ought, because you literally slaughtered a man with your vehicle. What vehicular manslaughter is for, like. So hopefully we'll be seeing him behind bars soon, and pray for his family. You know, I think he has a wife and I think maybe 3 kids.
Wow.
Yeah, so pray for his family. And next up, I have apparently Nas, the rapper Nas, is performing with the DSO.
Okay.
Right, in March. Okay, Adam. Now another chance to talk about Adam. Let's go. What we doing?
so Adam rapping too?
Right.
Okay,
now he
beatboxing
beatboxing on the we spend entirely too much shot together.
This episode literally hasn't been on track for 30 consecutive seconds since we started. So we say bye, Adam, this time. I'm just playing.
Right. Well, I guess a more fitting title will be Rapper Nas was going to perform with Adam and friends.
I think that's maybe not friends, because we want to make sure that, because friends is like you're equal to them. We want to make sure that we're
right. Adam and crew. Adam and Company.
Yeah,
there we go. There we go.
Adam and Company.
I feel
formerly
like
known as a DSO.
Yeah, but you know, not for long, because Adam and Company, we're still in the process of getting, you know,
just Adam.
Yeah. I bet you he's like, I'm the episode that he was Black Excellence. He's probably like, this is the last episode I'll ever listen to.
He's like, I did not ask for this. Well, that's fine. Life is full of things you didn't ask for.
Right. Your musicality, your intonation, your rhythm, your impeccable style. That's what asked for this. I mean,
you should have played wrong notes like the rest of us.
Right.
Well.
But anyway, Nas is going to be performing with the DSO, the Detroit Symphony Orchestra, as a culmination of the Detroit Pistons Black History Month festivities. It's on March 5th. I guess that's why it's a culmination, because Black History Month is February, but I don't know. Maybe they got other stuff going on.
Such a short month that, you know, sometimes it spills over.
Right, you know.
But, you know, I digress. So.
All the proceeds will benefit programs that stem from the Detroit Pistons partnership with the DSO and Sphinx organization. So that's going to help a lot of Black musicians, a lot of Latino musicians as well. And we moving on to intermission. What you got?
Okay. So, just looking ahead, today we're talking about auditions. So, but for intermission, I want to know, Dalanie, what is your idea? You're so annoying. You can only see what's going on. I want to know what your ideal rest day is. Because, like, the normal musicians have a rest day. So, like me. Because, you know, some people are like, every day, man, every day. I'm like, I only practice 6 days a week, period. Okay, Mr. Taylor. Hit in my DMs. It should be 8 days a week.
All right.
But I only practice 6 days a week, and I have a rest day the 7th, which is usually my lesson day, so it's literally not even a rest day. But I'm talking about, you just played an audition, you worked so super hard for whatever you did.
Parallel universe.
And it's over. Give me a rundown of your ideal rest day. No practicing, no bass. Tell the people what you're doing.
All right, boom. So,
come on, boom. Yes. All right, boom. What you saying?
Right. So the bass is locked away. out of sight, out of mind.
Key gone.
Right.
Music somehow went missing.
So I put my bass in my practice room. I throw away the key. No.
Throw away the key, you might find it. You gotta.
I incinerate the key.
Right, you gotta melt it all the way down. Make it into a keychain.
Exactly.
It's a skeleton of its former self.
Play all day long.
All day.
Basically, my ideal rest day is I'm deep in my sheets. In my bed, my phone on do not disturb. Wow. My computer on do not disturb. I'm in solitude, talking to no one.
Meanwhile, you texting me play-by-plays of whatever Netflix show you watch. Well, we get it. I'm following.
I got hot fries within reach of my bed, so I don't gotta get up and get them, which I responsibly placed on my bedside table the night before, anticipating.
Oh, right. Responsibly placed. Okay.
No, but I don't want people thinking I'm rolling out of bed and eating hot fries first, because I'm not. Now you got morning breath mixed with hot fry dust.
Okay, can we pull over it? Do you brush your teeth before you eat breakfast?
Yes.
Yeah, my mom was like, "Well, you gotta brush them." Any event, a lot of people are like, "No, you brush your teeth after breakfast because you don't want." I'm like, I'm not eating with my mouth from yesterday. I
get why people would say that.
Yeah,
but it's my first instinct to brush my teeth when I wake up.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all weird.
Especially now I don't eat breakfast, but if I do eat breakfast, I eat it before class. So I'm already dressed and I'm downstairs. So like, and because I live in a dorm building. So like at that point, like what I'm supposed to do, get dressed, go downstairs, eat, talk to all kind of people. Now I'm talking to the register with my morning breath and my everything up in her nostrils, right. And then eat my stuff, then go back upstairs and brush my teeth. Like it just don't make sense for me to do that.
Yeah.
But and especially when I was like going to school, like before college, I would always eat breakfast in the car on my way to school.
Oh, okay.
So now we're looping back around. So
shut up.
I'll bring my toothbrush. Now I'm brushing my teeth at school.
Okay. I regret pulling over. Please continue.
But basically, I'm deep in my sheets. And I'm eating and I'm watching Netflix, basically. And usually I will plan like, to go to like a place that I've been wanting to eat, but I just haven't had time to go. Usually Popeyes or Chili's.
Chili's?
Yeah, I like Chili's.
I can't eat anything at Chili's. Damn. Like not because they don't separate the oil.
They got these chicken strips with this sauce on there. It's so good.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Honey
about.
Chipotle.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's dummy good. I give me some of those.
But restaurants that I can't even eat the fries at, I'm just like, y'all not concerned about this? Ain't nobody? Now you got chicken flavored fries.
Girl, this is America.
Well,
they are not concerned. Somebody will eat them.
Yes. Okay. So I have 2 ideal rest days. First I gave Dalanie, I was like, Dalanie, I know exactly what your rest day would look like. But depending on how mentally exhausted I am, my rest day might look a lot like Delanie's, because honestly, like, it makes me, I used to be incredibly lazy when I was younger. Like, you can ask any one of my family members, like, incredibly lazy, like, period. I don't even know how else to express my level of laziness. But now it's like, if I lay in bed all day, it literally makes me feel terrible. Like, I just can't do it. But like, depending on that, like how exhausted I am mentally, I might could, snuggle up all day in bed with
your boo.
My what? Anyway.
Yo, boo.
You gonna lie to the people? You gonna lie? Okay. Snuggle up all day, whatever. But that's like depending on. With my what? No, I said a little bit louder since your mama listening. With my what?
With your boo.
No, that's not what you said.
That's what I said.
Baby girl, that's not what you said.
That's basically what I said.
Okay, back on task. I'm so sorry. Okay, but my ideal rest day go like little something like this. Okay, boom.
Okay, here we go.
So I'm sleeping in, which for me is like 9:00. Then
Yuck.
I'm scrolling through Instagram stress free because who's sweating me? I already took my audition yesterday. Then I'm going to brunch. I love brunching because brunching is a lifestyle. The whole aesthetic of brunching. You doing your hair.
Oh my goodness.
You beating your face. Brunch. I'm not talking about going out to breakfast, hoodie, might do a little wrap, leggings, and some some sneakers. Okay.
Your hair wrap with the hoops with the gloss on.
The hoops is to compensate for the fact that I look like an auntie. I'm not talking about after breakfast. I'm talking about brunch culture is a lifestyle. Hair, beat face, cute outfit. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go out to brunch, get me some vegan waffles, maybe a little something else. Okay, so then after that, I come back, I nap because I stand a nap. And then after I nap or whatever, it's time to start thinking about where I'm going to dinner. So I'm like,
Katie loves to be at the house. Do not let her fool you. She already been out. Had to be out twice.
But I had remember
on her rest day.
Okay, but mind you, I had to go back inside and recuperate. Okay. Take my little nap. Now we talk about who I'm texting. What's the move? Are we going to dinner? Okay, change the makeup look because now we're not brunching, we dinnering. Goodness. Okay, and then we going out to eat somewhere nice, you know what I'm saying, that has vegan options because I'm not trying to eat the salad.
So that's an oxymoron.
Anyway, whatever. No, because me and Caitlin just went to a place. Well, that was a bar, so that's a little different. But whatever. Do that, and then it's time to hit the town. You know what I'm saying?
The town?
Yeah.
That's what you did for brunch.
Because it's a rest day, but here's the thing. I know it doesn't seem like a rest day because I'm doing things like we going out. You know, I love a lounge. I love going to lounges. You just sit there. You might get a little something to drink, and you just look cute. I love going to lounges. I don't do clubs. I refuse. My friends know I don't do clubs, but a lounge. You looking cute, and you got a little something short on. Listen. So it's meanwhile you talking about your house rights. I ain't say nothing to you.
Why would you?
So it's yes, it's a rest day, but I can enjoy myself without Viola being on my mind. So I'm going to
I enjoy myself more. No, based on my mind.
So it's like I could do all of these things, you know what I'm saying, have a full day out, stress free. I'm not thinking about Viola because I literally there's no reason for me to stress. I just played hopefully an amazing audition. I feel good about it. And now it's time to turn up. I have no stress. That's an amazing feeling, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, okay, so I do have one question for you. Mm-hmm. So we talked about our ideal, like whatever, our rest days. So for me, at this point in my career, I don't take a lot of auditions because I sign up for orchestra auditions. I'd be like, you know what, you might have that one could be a little bit faster. I'll chicken out. I just chickened out of an audition last week. How often, we talking about like mental health, how often in the thick of things, like I'm talking about like audition season is like January to like, let's say January to April. Yeah. How often do you give yourself a day like that?
Way too often.
I don't believe that.
No, you don't have to.
A day just sit around in your bed?
Every day. That's all I do.
That's not true. That's okay.
Well,
it's
unless
not.
I have to go to work.
I'm talking about like an extensive thing. Like you're not thinking about bass at all.
The weekends.
The weekends? Every weekend?
Not like at all. Now I have lessons on the weekends. But there was a period of time where my weekends were terrible. I was literally like just did nothing on weekends.
But sometimes, you know, I'm a firm believer. I used to be really hard on myself about taking rest days because it's like,
while you resting somebody else.
Exactly. I used to be really hard. Also, it's like, yeah, the idea that someone else is always working hard. But when I was auditioning, and we'll get into that. When I was auditioning for Eastman, I ran myself ragged because I'm like, I am getting into the school. I don't know what GT thinks. I don't care what JMO thinks. I don't care what D Ross. I don't care.
Oh my goodness.
Katie getting into the school. So I was determined. So I ran myself ragged with no breaks for like months and months and months and months and months. And then what's the repercussions of that? I burned myself out. Like the summer before I came here, I touched my viola. I can count on one hand. That's not true. I gave a recital that summer. But after that recital, I think I had the recital in like June. After that recital, are you done? After that recital, I didn't touch my viola until I got here. You know, so now Mr. Taylor looking at me like I'm dumb because he asked for Walton. I'm like, who? I have it. So I say for me, I think at the end of anytime something's big happens. So typically at the end of a semester, I might give myself 1 to 2 days where I don't even touch the instrument. I might do something else. I might listen back. I might listen to recordings. I might listen to something, the next thing that I'm going to learn. But I typically give myself 1 to 2 days where I just don't even touch the thing. Just because I've been at the point where I burn myself out and I don't have a rest day. You know, I just took an audition last week, and I mean, even though I was stranded, that helped. But I I gave myself a day where I'm like, I'm just not even gonna open my viola.
Mental health queen.
Okay. Finessing guru. Okay. Let us know what you like to do on your rest days. We'd love to hear it. You know, maybe we can get some tips. Let me know if you love brunching, so maybe we could brunch together. If I see we do a classically black meetup, classically black brunch.
Just be prepared to come 35 minutes later than Katie says that she's gonna be there.
Yeah, if I'm running on time, then probably 35 minutes late. And we're moving on.
All right, so this week we talking about auditions.
Woo, woo, woo.
Is that really how you feel
about
auditions?
The auditions we talk? I mean,
about auditions in general.
What are we talking about?
Okay, so the first thing we talking about is our personal audition experience for the schools that we ended up going to. And I say schools plural because, you know, Katie out here getting multiple degrees. So
meanwhile,
Katie,
okay. I don't have the energy.
Katie, tell us about, you was just 2 seconds ago. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Okay, but me and what you doing are 2 different energies.
All right, so can you tell us about your personal experiences auditioning at ISU and at Eastman?
Okay, let me try to remember. Okay, so when I auditioned to Illinois State University in Normal, Illinois, go Redbirds. When I auditioned at ISU, I think that was my second. Was it my second audition? I can't remember. It was. I'm trying to, because the reason why I'm trying to remember, it might not seem important, but my first audition is usually terrible. So, okay, so I knew I wanted to go to ISU mainly because my orchestra teacher told me I wanted to go there.
What?
I remember I was like, I got into this school, and like, you know, I'm thinking about going to Marquette for nursing, blah blah blah. He was like, you'll go to ISU, and I was like,
all right.
So I got there, and it's amazing how much I've changed, because I didn't consider myself a musician back then. I didn't consider myself a violist. I was just like, whatever. I had no concept of what I was getting myself into, because I was auditioning for music ed. So I'm not who I am today. Thank God, because I hope not, because I was in 2011. So I went to my
growth.
I hope so. I went to my audition with 2 of my friends. My mom drove, and 2 of my friends, and it was just after a snow apocalypse, and my aunt was like, are you sure you want to go, because the road them no clear and blase? And I'm just like, it's an audition, I must be there. And the reason why they came with me is because they were also applying to ISU, not for music, but whatever. So my mom was like, well, they can just come with us, and then we can just walk around after. So I didn't, this whole thing about like, it's an audition, I need to be in this mindset and this, I didn't have that. I got to ISU, whatever, I just went in and played. And it's so funny, I played the exposition of Stamets. So I remember the committee was looking at me like, you're not gonna play it? And I was like, that's all I got, it's the exposition. My teacher told me I could play the exposition of Stamets. And just crazy. And what? And then, because all they want is 2 contrasting pieces, and then that could have changed by now. And then I played the second movement. Father God. I played the second movement of the Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto, arranged for viola, because my teacher was a violinist. Isn't that crazy? The slow movement? Isn't that insane? What? Yes. So I played whatever I had to play. They were like, great. I already knew Kate, because I took a lesson with her earlier. She came to my school because she went to ETHS. Mm-hmm. She went to my high school. So I took a lesson with her at my high school. I already knew her. I was like, great. And that was literally it. It was, and then I walked, a girl from my high school was like a sophomore at ISU. So she like showed us around campus. We got lunch and we left. It was like uneventful. It was like nothing like what my Eastman audition was. But let's switch off. Why don't you tell me about your Eastman audition day?
Girl, anyway, Eastman was my second to last audition.
Oof.
Well, I mean,
you'd be tired by then,
I guess, but my auditions weren't really back to back, and Eastman was the only out-of-state school that I applied to that I traveled to. Every other school that I applied to that was out of state, I took a regional audition. And that's because Well, anyway, but I went to Eastman because that's where I wanted to go.
Wait, hold on. Eastman doesn't do regional auditions?
They do. I just didn't take one because they're not like, they can't really say that if you do a regional audition, like they're gonna hold it against you, because there are reasons why, but it's better to take a live audition. So since it was my top school, I was like, well, I'm gonna travel here,
right,
and compromise on the other places. I could have traveled to the other places, but I was like, I don't really feel like you missing a lot of school and you just doing like too much. So I just went to I just came to Eastman, and I was it's before my Eastman audition, I stayed with my dad. And before, I think it was like the day before, he was like, oh, so you like... She already know what I'm finna say. This is the day before my audition at the Eastman School of Music. And my dad was like, so you like know how to read music and stuff? I was like, wow.
And I know, I feel like it's a little elitist to be like that, but I feel like because we're so deep in it...
Also, I'm your daughter. So, let's start there.
I remember I went on a date with a dude and he was like, so you like read music? I was like, check please. Please. I want to be anywhere but here. Hell, Pluto, anywhere but here. You take general music. All right, sorry. This is your story. Please continue. Please.
But anyway, so I came to my Eastman audition. I actually came by myself because, and y'all could hear, but all right.
I'm so proud of you.
Okay. We literally cannot talk for
okay, I'm
like 15 consecutive seconds without going off on something. But I came back. My mom didn't come with me because we was at odds at the time, which y'all could go back to episode 6. You want to major in what to hear about that?
Okay, plugging it up.
But yeah, we was at odds, so I went to my Eastman audition by myself, and luckily my friend, like one of my best friends, now we went to high school together, was auditioning on the same day, so she was here with her parents, so I wasn't like completely alone, like didn't know nobody here. But in Eastman makes a day of it for audition days. Like you have to be here all day, unless you have, like, you can leave early, but you don't know that until you get your schedule. But they're like, please block off the whole day for us.
Yeah. Even for us, I was like, I'm a grad student.
But I mean, I was also the last person on the last day here too.
Wow.
And there were so many bass players on the day. I was like, so half the whole school bass players then? It had to have been like at least 15.
Wow.
Like, and this year he was telling me how many are applying. He was like, yeah, so he's gonna be out of town for some of the audition days. So he was like, yeah, so I have 3 days. The first and the last day is like 7 or 8 people. The second day is 20. And I was like, and we have like 2 spots.
Wow.
But
good luck.
Oof. But yes, I came here. I was really just chilling the whole time. I wasn't really not that I wasn't taking anything seriously, because I don't really get nervous for auditions.
I envy you.
I don't remember the last time I got nervous for audition, although I did expect to be nervous at Eastman, because the other schools I was like, well, I don't really care about going here. I want to go to Eastman, so I'm probably gonna be shaking in my boots at my Eastman audition. I wasn't nervous, but that plugs like something else I'm gonna say later in the episode. But yeah, I wasn't really nervous, and the only person in my audition was my teacher, who I had never met before my audition. But and I also came to my audition. I didn't bring a stool because I was coming from Los Angeles, and I didn't really know how to travel. That was my first time flying with my bass too. And so I got into his studio, and I was about to ask him, can I use his stool, because I usually sit. And as soon as I opened my mouth, he sat on it. So I was like, never mind, guess I'm standing. And like, I used to like alternate sitting and standing in high school. So like, it wasn't completely foreign to me to stand while playing, but all my, like, I practiced sitting down. So like, I was kind of like, oh, let's see how this gonna go.
Right.
But my audition, I remember my audition at Eastman, and it was not bad. It wasn't exceptional, but I remember like, I didn't make any like mistakes, you know, like it was a okay audition. So what about you?
Okay, so my Eastman audition, Eastman was my top choice. I already alluded to that, like and the reason why Eastman was my top choice is that like I definitely struggle as a violist. I mean, I probably still struggle, but at least I have a little bit more like technique and stuff now to like whatever, but like definitely then Eastman was certainly a reach.
For me too. I did not think I was about to get in here.
Certainly a reach. So like it was a huge day for me. But the thing I love about Eastman, I will never forget, like, Jamin was talking to us because he makes that thing a convocation, and he was like, he knows everyone's nervous, and he was like, when you walk past the doors at Eastman, don't forget that we have magical doors here. So the sounds coming out of them, like, don't be afraid. Those are just the doors. And like, it's like a little corny and a little like whatever, I'm grown, but it's like Eastman's, like, people, you'll hear it, people say like Eastman's just different. It's just different here. And I'm like, that was like the cutest, sweetest thing I ever heard. Like, I was like, man, all right then. And I remember my audition day, like, moment for moment. And my audition was at 11, and I was the first one to go that day, and I was ready to play. That's not the best I've played, but like, it was a solid audition because I was ready to go. I want to go here. I remember, I'll talk about it later on, but I was in the mindset like, you will play for your life. Period. That's what you're gonna do. You are not going to ruin this. Like, you will not. You're not gonna ruin this moment. Like, you will play, because the thing is, I already knew Mr. Taylor. I went to his viola workshop, and then I flew back a couple of times to take lessons with him. That doesn't secure your spot at a school. It doesn't. You still have to play well. So I was like, Mr. Taylor knows me, and the thing that kind of threw me off is he didn't say anything to me in the audition, because he can't. It's like a conflict of interest. I put you as my first choice on my application, and they know that I've been here, so he will not ask for, he won't ask for rep because he knows what's strong. He's not gonna whatever. So I have to convince 2 other people, one of which scares me, Carol Rodland. She's so nice, but she's so scary. I played for my life that day, like, flat out. And I remember, you're so annoying. If y'all, like, this is ridiculous. You know what? I'm just gonna start taking pictures because it's just like, it's just way too much. It's like, and I'm gonna post this on the Cloud. I didn't get there.
Oh, thank God.
But nah, I'm gonna have this on deck because people need to know. Because people like, why Katie always stopping? Why say she ridiculous? No, because you need to know.
I don't be doing anything.
You don't?
Sitting here.
You gonna lie before God?
I might be doing 1 or 2 things.
So, I remember I know, like, audition isn't successful based on mistakes, but I made one mistake, and it was Mr. Taylor's fault.
That's the same thing in mine. I forgot to say that.
What was it?
He was sitting dummy close to me, and then I was playing something fast, so he started moving. I was like, but like, I didn't, like, I still kept playing, but I was like, what is he doing?
I was playing Stamets in the cadenza. I made it all the way through. Not all the way through. They stop you before they stop you, whatever. And I get to the cadenza, and my interpretation of it, like, I think I didn't think it was my interpretation. I stopped too long in a fermata. He nodded for me to go on. Messed me up. I forgot what happened next. For just a brief second, like, it was his fault. But yeah, it was great. And then, like, he came out after, he was like, great job, and but he's not like, you're in. He didn't say that, but he was just like,
oh, I forgot to say all. God, stuff about my story. See, you know my memory, whatever.
When he was like, oh, whatever, like, give me a hug, and I was like, nah, this is it, like, this is my school. And I saw Nick, the violist here. He was after me because, and I knew Nick from the viola workshop.
Oh, okay.
So it was like we were one of the 2 people that was like actually gonna go through the audition. So, like, and then after that, I was like easy breezy cover girl. I'm performance and ed, so I had to do some like ed stuff in the afternoon. You were literally there all day. Like, I think I left Eastman. I got to Eastman at the convocations at like 9. Yeah. I left Eastman at 5 because I had a whole bunch of other stuff to do.
Full-time job.
Literally 9 to 5. But like, my audition, I still think fondly of that audition because it was probably the last time in an audition where I was on, like, completely on. I was like, what does that matter now, Dalanie? You over here? What is it like?
You think he was gonna get in?
What?
Did you think he was gonna get in, like, after your audition?
I don't know. I was still on the fence because I'm like, it's Eastman. I know how I play.
Yeah.
And I had to convince 2 other people that I didn't know.
Yeah.
And also, I'm never one to be like, oh yeah, man, that was it. But I just can't, because I'm really weird about like jinx and stuff. And like, I mean, even after his reaction, I was like, yeah, but I'm still gonna call my lucky stars. I'm gonna be at Ohio State next week. So
exactly,
like, I still wasn't gonna be like whatever. But I was like, it felt so good because I was like, literally from the moment my teacher Christiana Reader, I love her with all my heart. From the moment Christiana mentioned Eastman to me, like February 24th, 2015, up until that moment, like February 5th, 2016, I will never forget the date. So
I was on 26.
Like, I could never forget the date. So from that moment, a year later, that whole year, I was like, Eastman, I'm going to Eastman. My grandma's like, Eastman, right? That's where they go. Like, everyone knows where Katie, you know what I'm saying? And it's not like I told everybody. I ain't stand on top of the rooftop.
I wonder if my grandma, I literally bought her a blanket that says Eastman on it, so I hope she knows.
It's not like I told everybody, because I'm also weird about that, because even like Miss Taylor asked us to do an activity in studio class and like share what you want to do or whatever, and I'm just like, I could tell y'all I want to be a musician, but I'm not gonna tell y'all what I want to do. I'm very weird about sharing people what I'm up to, because people pray against stuff and all that stuff. But everyone knew in my immediate circle that I wanted to go to Eastman, so it's like, I'm not messing this up, baby girl. You're gonna play well, and I didn't.
That's one thing that I forgot to say about my thing. I had indications that I was gonna get in, but I would not say that out loud.
Yeah. I would never say that out loud, because now you over here looking like, let me go get my Eastman sweatshirt. I didn't even buy Eastman. I didn't even own Eastman gear before.
Because I own stuff from other schools too, though. So it wasn't like just Eastman.
I think I bought it the day of my audition, because I missed a chance to buy it when I was here in August. But that time, that preparation up until I didn't own no Eastman stuff, because I'm like, I'm weird about that kind of stuff. But
I own stuff from all kind of places. Eastman, I have stickers for 3 different schools on my boat case, and not an Eastman sticker. Like, still here, and I'm in my 3rd year. So like, I had all kind of stuff from other schools. I got an Oberlin water bottle. I got a bar shirt. I got
a Cleveland sweatshirt.
I got all kinds of stuff. But like, because in my audition after I played, my teacher was like, "Yeah, I think this would be a good fit for you," and I was like, "What you mean?" Because
baby girl, what are we talking about?
He's like, "Yeah, I think this is gonna be a good fit." I'm like, "So, but what does that mean?"
But and they they can't really say.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, because that sounds like I'm gonna get in, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. You're not going to catch me slipping. Because
Mr. Taylor, I'm not gonna say what it is right here. I'll tell you after we're done recording. But Mr. Taylor, back when I played for him the August before the audition, he already said some stuff to me that was like, this could work. But even then, you don't know who's applying.
Exactly.
You don't like it's, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like, you will be a fool.
Yeah.
If a teacher was like, this is gonna be a good fit.
I was the last person on the last day, but still, you still don't know what he could just be saying whatever. But then a week later, he emailed me. It was like, oh yeah, it was a pleasure to have you audition, and he was just telling me about like some stuff that he was doing, and then he was like, and hopefully you'll be hearing the positive official news lately. Like, I forwarded that to my teacher at the time. I was like, what is, oh my god. But I didn't hear anything, like, because that was the beginning of March, because I auditioned the last day in February.
And Eastman dummy rule, they'd be like, do not email us, do not call us. You will know, and when you know, you know.
Right. So when I got that, I was like, but he literally said, I hope you'll be hearing the positive official news. Like, this is the unofficial news. Like, what are you saying to me?
Okay, we positively regret to inform you.
We're positive and official that this is your rejection letter. Hope you have fun elsewhere. But so that's why I was like, I think I'm getting in, but I was not speaking on it. The only person that knew that email happened was like my mom and my teacher.
Yeah.
Because especially because so many people at my high school applied to Eastman. So many people from my high school go to Eastman.
Now they get in their closets with their voodoo dolls. Like,
right.
No, I do. People pray against stuff.
Right.
People pray against stuff.
They do a seance.
Right. Oh, Dalanie don't get. No.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Katie, do you have a audition prep routine, like whether that could be months or weeks before your audition or on the day of your audition?
All right, boom. So months before the audition, I'll be like, we ain't doing it. Then I'm just playing. Okay, so probably months before the audition, depending on what kind of audition, like something like Eastman, that started a year before, and then And Eastman was like, I was so determined to get in. When I decided I was going to go to Eastman, I still had my senior recital to do. So, and that was going to be my audition stuff. And then I left ISU. I didn't graduate because I had to student teach in the fall. But I was like, I'm going to take on a teacher who can keep me on track for this audition because I'm getting into Eastman. So I took lessons while a student taught. It was hellacious, but I love Amy. And Amy was like, good, you can give a recital on this stuff. So I gave another recital that December, same type of whatever. So that was, at this point in my career, I probably wouldn't do something like so extensive. It'd be good, but but like months before, I'm not really thinking. I just want to get the repertoire in my hands. I want it to feel good in my hands. Like, I was panicking last week because I had a movement of Bach that doesn't feel good in my hands. You know that feeling, like it makes my hand feel blocky. Like, so that stuff like that, I try to figure it out. Like whatever, good practicing. But like, I like to speak positively. Sometimes I've gotten a Dalanie will test, because don't start looking at me crazy. Like, I'm not the best with like, I'll speak life, and then I'll also be like, but sis, you sound like trash. So it's like, but now I'm starting to like visualize, like, especially something like a school, which is like more attainable to me. I might be like, yeah, I see myself here, or whatever, like that kind of like mindset or whatever. Also, and this is something I will say later, if it's a school or I'm taking a lesson with someone in the orchestra, I'm taking a lesson with the teacher at the school. Like, I know you say you didn't meet JB before you got here, but like, to me, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I have to take, for me, I was talking to the one kid, he was like, well, I'm pretty agreeable, I get along with everybody, but like, I
mean, I knew things about I've met his students before, but also I had been to Eastman before, but I just didn't.
It's a little different. You have a bass and stuff like that. Like, but I'm always taking I'm always taking a lesson with the teacher months before, because I want to know, like, is there anything in my playing that I should fix? Would you consider me for this program? Is it appropriate for me to apply for this program? I ask some kind of questions, because I need to know before I waste my application fee.
Right, exactly. Like now I would, because most of the teachers, now that I think about it, one of them was like out of town. Another one, he asked me for like, did I want a lesson? And then one of them, we did a master class on the day of the audition day, like with all the applicants and stuff like that. So like, I feel like, and then another one, I had studied with him at some bass intensive a couple months prior. Right. So like most of them, like I knew. I think JB was probably the only one that I did. Right. Oh dang, that's the first time I've said his name. I've usually avoided saying his name.
That's probably my fault. I said it first.
Oh, okay.
People could look it up.
But. And also, I don't call him that to his face. So
meanwhile, Mr. Taylor's name is plastered all
and J Moore.
I'm probably gonna get called into his office.
Hey, JJ. Also, because I don't call JB to his face. So
I would never call J Moore to his face. Could you imagine?
What's good, J Moore? All right, boom. So
right. How you living, J Moore?
How about what were you saying? You're talking about your routine. You have a day of routine?
Okay, so day of, I'll tell you what I did the day of my Eastman audition, because it's definitely changed. Day of, I'm a journaler, especially since it led up, like so much was leading up to the audition. I want to know what's going through my mind. I want to know what I want to tell Future Katie if we don't get in. I want to know, excuse me. I want to know what tell Future Katie if we do get in. You know what I'm saying? I like looking back on that kind of stuff. And I'll probably look at it tonight just to see what I wrote. Also, I got a letter to myself that I'm supposed to open on graduation day. I have no idea what
If y'all get us to 10,000 listens on this episode, then I'm going to sneak in Katie's room and release her journal. No.
10,000 listens. Okay, I'm sharing. So I definitely did that. And then that's pretty much it. I don't have any whatever. One thing I will do, I'm not one to like run through my rep 1,000 times before I have to play. I will forget. I'm like, I might play something slowly. If it's something I'm worried about, I'll play through that slowly. And then I'm literally like, all right, well, we got 30 minutes, so I'm gonna go relax until it's time. I literally went and sat on the bench outside of GT's office until it was time for my audition. And like, that was it. I mean, now an audition day routine would be also I used to not eat before I played because I used to have like really bad stomach problems before I went vegan. So I mean, I'm not saying like everybody, oh, y'all got IBS, but
you're annoying.
But I'm just saying, like, I used to have stomach stuff, so I'm not gonna have now my stomach gurgling in the middle of my cadenza. Now what am I gonna do? So I would not eat. I mean, I would never do that now. So audition day routine for me now, like a current one, would be I'm gonna get some breakfast, something like that's gonna like hold me down. Like not. I mean, I'm vegan, so I don't have to worry about it being too heavy because it's like.
Right, they be having feathers.
Anyway, stuff that in there. Shut up. Stuff that would be heavy like bacon and eggs. I don't eat. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just took an audition last week. I had like a bagel, some oatmeal, some fruit. You know what I'm saying? I made a mistake and drank coffee. Now I know that I should not do that because I get really anxious on audition day. So it just didn't help. Then I'm gonna run through my rep real slow or whatever, blase, and then I'm gonna take a beta blocker. I'm actually gonna take 2 beta blockers, and that's something that there's different opinions about that. I don't mind talking about it because I think it's important for people to know that there's nothing wrong with taking beta blockers. I've gotten to a point in my playing where I can't afford to have something stupid like my bow shaking get in the way of me producing a product. So I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I work hard for what I do. I work hard for what I produce. And I'm not going to get on stage and have that be sabotaged because my heart is racing. I'm not doing it. So I'll take 2 beta blockers an hour before I have to play. And then I'll run through my stuff. And then about 20 minutes before, I do the same thing like I did with Eastman. I put my viola down. It's not going to get any better. And I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I'm no longer scrolling through Instagram. I'm no longer on Facebook. I'm not taking calls. I'm not taking texts because I need to just like focus on what I'm supposed to do. Before that didn't matter to me. I'm all texting before I go in the room. About to go in. Blah blah. Like no, I can't do that anymore. Like 30 minutes before.
And I feel like I think I did that for my Eastman audition. I don't know how far in advance though. Definitely the day of. I don't remember like it wasn't like 10 minutes before. Like I'm about to go in.
Right, but like I just can't. I can't have distractions before, like I was talking to somebody before my audition just last week and like the conversation is ended in the middle because I'm like, well, I'll see you in an hour. Like I can't, and it's not, I don't know what it really is, but I can't be interacting. I can't be distracted. I need to be focused on what I'm finna do. And then that's it. When we go in there, we play a little this, that little badge, you know what I'm saying, a little welting badge Johannes badge. You don't know him?
Wow. Okay.
That German dude with the
Full House, Brady Bunch. So my audition, I don't really have. Well, what you said about like being prepared or whatever like that, I guess I do have a months before type of routine. I'm a very like a organized person, so I love me a good spreadsheet. I don't really I just started doing like electronic spreadsheets, but I usually have like a binder in which I have the divider and like with the post-it note that has all the rep on there, and then like then it's in order. And that's the type of stuff I was doing, because that also was my first time going to college. I'm in my first time going to college, and so I was like, I have like my stuff about the school in a folder and whatever, but that's pretty much
for me. I'm not that organized,
but it makes everything so much easier.
I'm a one folder type of person. I'm gonna tell you.
No, it is a folder. It's in a binder.
But then you got sleeves and pockets.
Because you have different.
I'm talking about one folder, 2 pocket folder.
Why?
Because I'm not an organized person. I rather put everything in one folder.
I mean, it's all in one binder, and it's just on the rings.
Back to what you were saying, sister.
Okay, so I haven't. But as far as playing and like whatever, I don't have anything for the months or the weeks leading up to. And then my day of routine is literally nothing. Like I'll just in the morning, like a couple hours before my audition, like at least 3, maybe more. Before my audition, I will just play through it once, and then I'll warm up, and then I'll play through it once, and then nothing. And then I go about 30 minutes before. I'm also paranoid about being late. I even show up to my lessons like 30 minutes early and warm up outside his studio, because my practice room is on the opposite side. So like,
right.
That's also what I did. Like, especially because my teacher's studio is in the cut. Right. So, I took time to figure out where it was and whatever. And so then I went over and I was just over there, and like 20 minutes before my audition, maybe like 30 minutes before my audition, I warm up. and then I just sit there and wait for it to happen.
Literally wait for it to happen. You're like, I really might could run.
Why? No.
I think you texted me last week around like 2 hours before. You like, how's your audition? I'm like, I'm in the Uber now, but I could still make a run for it. Like, that always goes through my mind. You imagine they open a door, Catherine, nowhere to be found.
Yeah, so like pretty much just run through everything like a couple hours before, and then do nothing, and then warm up a little bit before you go in, and then just wait for it to happen. Because practicing your audition rep the day of is going to do nothing for you. Yeah, like I will say that Bach movement I was worried on. Like my audition was super late, so I was like, let me today's the day. If I'm going, I mean, of course today's the day because the audition's today, but I was like, let me figure out if I'm finna tell her that I got this movement or not. That's what, you know what I'm saying? And when I had that first memory slip, I was like, well, guess we ain't got no jig. Like, you know, she didn't even ask for it. So, I mean, when we about to get into the advice, and my advice is don't take an audition if you hope they don't ask for something. Yeah. All right. I was gonna say something. I don't know. Oh, one thing I like to do when I in my warm up is like a little bit specific. I'm like, Mr. Taylor has things called like desert island etudes. Like they're the etudes that like if you were stuck in a desert island, there's like a couple of them that like teach you everything. And so I like to play stuff like that, like number 8 from Kreutzer for viola. Like that as a warm up, you know what I'm saying? If I could have that one.
It's like if I could play that, then it's like I could play
not
whatever.
That tempo though.
You said what? that etude is like, and it goes to E major and it goes some other stuff. Etude lit, boy. Kreutzer was writing. You heard me?
Whew. Okay. Okay, so what's the best audition advice that you've ever received?
The best advice I ever received for audition day was probably from Christiana. Cause I think I was talking to her the day of my Eastman audition. She was like, just play. And like that sounds really dumb, but even like, because it's really simple and it's like, so what you finna do? You finna sing your stuff, like, you know. But it's like, you know, you spend so much time, you might, whatever you're auditioning for, you might really, really want it. And it's like, now you in there, I gotta get this, I gotta, and they're going another note, and they're going another, you know, it's like, she was like, girl, just play. And it was like, all right, bet, I'm just gonna play. And I still say that advice to myself today. Like, whether it's in studio class, whether it's a mock audition, whether it's a real audition, I'm like, just play. What about you?
So the best audition advice I've ever received is from my teacher that I had, my teacher that I had before I got here. And this piece of advice is the reason why I've never gotten nervous in an audition.
It better not be that junk. It's only as good as you. It's only you're not gonna be better than what you prepared. I'm like, that's not good advice.
What do you mean? That's not it. But what do you mean?
You ever heard that? It's like it's only gonna be as good as you prepared. So why? You know, like Mr. Taylor didn't say that, somebody else said that, but Mr. Taylor's always like, you will get into a performance and you want something that you've never had.
Me.
And that's a read, because I'm like, Mr. Taylor,
it is a read.
Mr. Taylor, you didn't have to come from my neck like that. Like
what's something that you never had?
I literally just came in here trying to
put your foot off of my neck.
I'm like, if you could just get off my neck, please. I can't. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Taylor? I didn't really ask
can't breathe.
And Mr. Taylor, like, that wasn't a read to me. He was speaking like globally. I could tell. I could tell Mr. Taylor is like, now sis. It wasn't one of those moments, but it's like he was like, oftentimes we get into a performance and we want what we've never had. And
that's literally me in my recital.
It's
something I never had anything close to.
Okay,
I'm modifying it actually.
Okay,
something I've never had anything even in the ballpark of.
Hey,
so I've never.
So this, when I was in rep class, like maybe a couple of semesters ago, he was like, this kid was like,
who? No, I'm just kidding.
Can you imagine his name and his studio? I was like, he was like, it's only gonna be as good as you prepared. I'm like, that's not good advice. That's not.
It's realistic.
It's realistic because it's like you can't be nervous if it's only as good as you prepared. Okay.
Well, no, I don't. Well, I guess
that's never
like good with you can't be nervous if I can be nervous.
Yeah, I mean, but anyway, we digress, of course. Of course we did.
But my the advice that he gave me was basically that and this only applies to if you're auditioning for schools though, because I don't take professional auditions yet. So so I imagine that I will be nervous for those because it's not the same thing.
I just don't like the screen business because it's like you can't see me, and I don't know, I just don't like that.
Basically what he told me was that the reason why you go and study with people, like you study with your teacher, is because they see things in you that you cannot see, and they hear things in your playing that you cannot hear. So even this, like, they're not expecting perfect students, and like there's a difference between being like being an unfinished product and you just ain't prepared for this audition, and it's very clear which one is which. But basically you wouldn't be coming to study, you know, with these people if you could hear and you could see everything that they can.
Right.
There are things in your playing, like seeing potential, that you cannot fathom, or else you would teach yourself. You would teach yourself. So I came in my audition thinking like whatever I hear and whatever, you know, whatever I see in myself as a musician and whatever I hear, I mean, it's valid because I hear it with my own ears, but he is looking at things that are completely different that I won't even know to look for until I'm out of here. You know what I mean?
And Christiana said the same thing. Not to cut you off. Christiana said the same thing, but she was like, teachers are looking for potential, and don't let the fact that it's Eastman or Indiana or Cleveland, don't let that scare you, because everybody's trying to fill their studio. And they want to put people in their studio that they want to work with. Everybody's looking for potential. The caveat is everyone sees potential in different ways. You know, some people are looking for finished products so they can say that they taught them. So then when they go and win all this stuff, now you, of course, like I went to one school, Miss Taylor was like, of course they want this and that because then it make them look good. Like y'all take in finished products. Like that doesn't count. What can a teacher do with a student that can barely play? And then 4 years later, you know, now they're doing so much better, and they're going off to grad school and they're doing these things and they're winning orchestral jobs. You know, that says more to me, that teacher, than the one that already got a person that's already winning competitions, already doing stuff like that. Like, what are you teaching them? Nah, man. Yeah.
So basically that's why I was like, I have no, especially because I'm a very it is what it is, and if you want to be mad at somebody, be mad at yourself type of person. So it's like, if I know like, okay, I prepared for this audition and I prepared it to the best of my abilities or close to that, or you know, I did what I could, and I'm going in, and he's like, if I really knew what he was gonna think, then I would be in here professor of double bass at Eastman, right? You know. So that's why I'm not even like, I don't even know what you're seeing right now, but he saw something because I'm here now. So
well,
exactly. Like, I don't know, I just feel like, especially because all these teachers have been there before, well, some of them were just taken off from the very beginning, such as my teacher, who has an unbelievable career. Okay, picked up the bass, now a year and a half later, now you professional, right? Ridiculous. But anyway, so it doesn't really count, because he'll be like, I could do it, why can't you? I'm like, you want me to? I can tell you, actually, I have an answer for that. Because he be saying that like I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm like, no, right? Your career next to mine, nothing next to everything.
Okay, bring it back in. Let's bring it back.
All right, and last but not least, so you have your own audition advice, which, you know, my ears are on edge because, you know, Katie just has such a big sound and just so amazing. So
we literally played two different. Your sound is twice that of mine.
My sound is nothing.
It's science. Your instrument's bigger.
That doesn't make any. No, I have a small sound though.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Especially with this new bass. Oh,
yeah, because if you stand right next to it, yeah.
My audition advice, I've said it before, I think you should always take a lesson with the teacher, especially it's school time now, people auditioning for school. I think I'm not persecuting anybody who ain't. That's not what I'm here for.
She stares at me. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm doing a podcast with you. You are frustrating. However, I just think that it's just so important to get to, this person's in charge of you're in charge of your career, but this person's also in charge of your career, because you have to trust that they know what they're talking about, and that they know what they're talking about in regards to you. You know what I'm saying? And you have to trust what they're saying and put your career in their hands. I mean, like, all the work is going to be on you, all the, you know, whatever, but it's like, you have to know what the rapport is with that person. That's like my biggest audition day advice. And then also just to share what Christiana said to me, like, just play. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you've done the work and you put for your best effort in preparing for it, then I think you just play. That's all you should focus on. Caitlin told me, just focus on Caitlin. Oh, nice. She's like, just focus on the music, sis.
Wow, that's what's his name told me. Xavier Foley, when I played for him, he's like, you don't really have to worry about technique so much. I'm like, no, you don't have to worry about technique so much. Meanwhile, over here,
my Caitlin, we're not the same. But I will do the best I can.
Right. This is not the same thing.
But yeah, just play. I think that's probably, I would pass that information along.
Information guru. This self-help book coming soon.
I think if I just start looking away while you do these things, it might help.
I really think so.
What's your advice, Dalanie?
So my advice, okay, so a lot of people ask for like very specific things on auditions, and some people don't. And I feel like what put me over the edge for my Eastman audition is to not take what is expected and what is conventional too seriously. Mm-hmm. If you really like, if your audition is going to depend on it. So basically, Eastman was kind of vague in that they asked for a movement of a concerto. When someone asks for a movement of a concerto, you usually play the first movement.
Or the third.
Yeah, the first or the third. Well,
here you go with the second.
I played the second.
You are so trifling.
I played the second movement because the second move. But I genuinely believe I would not have gotten into Eastman if I played the first movement of that concerto.
Well,
and I played it down because that's like it's my strength. My strength is slow and lyrical, and it's not fast and technical.
Same, yeah.
And so I just feel like if I had gotten too caught, I was really worried about what he was going to think, because some people might be like, well, why are you playing whatever, why you doing that? I did make sure that I had a fast and technical element to my audition. The sonata movement that I played was, but honestly, me getting over, usually I'm a very play by the rules type of person. So since that's kind of like an unspoken rule, you play that fast and technical movement. I was sort of like, but I was like, I really, really feel like my audition depends on this. And I don't think I would have gotten in. So I feel like my advice is not to get too caught up. Like, obviously, if they blatantly state we want the first movement, be like, I'm gonna give you the second.
Right.
But I sure did play the second movement of Dittersdorf for my audition, and I played it down because if I had played the first movement, I would be at ICDC college. So
all right, so ICDC college. Mm-hmm. ICDC.
And I also played a kind of a lyrical excerpt. It wasn't completely lyrical, but like, yeah, I put the Hinastera variation.
That's hard.
I mean, yeah, but
I ain't playing that. Okay. But let us know what you auditioning for so we could pray for you if you want to share that.
Right. And well, actually, maybe not, because people will wish against you in the audience. Exactly. But
but let us know, did we miss anything? Do you have any audition advice that you want to share? This is the time to share. Let's build a community.
Yeah.
Comment on SoundCloud, comment on the Instagram post of the episode. Like, let us know what did we miss. We want to hear from you.
Right.
Or you could email us, Classically Black. We could share it on the next episode. Right. But yeah, let us know.
Let us know your acceptances at the end of
that'd be so
season.
Cute. Yeah, let us know where you going. Right. That'd be so dumb if you do that. But yeah, let us know, and we're moving on.
Black Excellence this week goes out to our friend Peyton Johnson.
Hey, Peyton!
Hey, Peyton! So Peyton listens to the podcast, but he don't know he's Black Excellence this week.
That's fine.
You're right. We're not telling him.
No, we telling you what?
Right.
It ain't your business. Somebody else, somebody's business.
Okay, so Peyton he graduated from Eastman this past year, but he stayed around to student teach because he did his degree in trumpet performance and music ed.
Double.
Right. Come on.
Okay,
right.
Okay, let's get through it.
But yeah, Peyton is so sweet and talented, and just exactly, which is hard to come by.
It's oh my god,
because some of y'all heads just
how y'all even walk around.
Right now your neck is a shrink beam, right. Because
and how you getting through doors with all that big old head on.
We're really annoying. This is not about other people, it's about Peyton. But like I said, Peyton plays trumpet, and he went to the South Carolina Governor's School of the Arts, and from there to Eastman, and being popping and dusting everybody. Meanwhile, everybody wishes they could. Meanwhile, they could never.
They still trying?
Even if they tried their absolute hardest, they just couldn't.
I'm just surprised the girls are still trying.
Right. And I mean, just go ahead and what do you do to a trumpet? You just take the mouthpiece off. Yeah, you just take the mouthpiece off.
And then you might could run your claw through it.
Right.
Did they do that? No, because of the little valves.
Girl, I don't know. Do whatever you do to prepare your trumpet to be sitting in the case for a long time, because Peyton is here. He's here. So I mean, I'm sorry.
But talk about the epitome of Black excellence. You know, he's an Eastman grad. He loves teaching. He's good at what he does. He's currently in the process of applying to grad school. Anywhere would be lucky to have him. And he's just so kind and so humble. He's so knowledgeable about trumpet, about Medea films. Peyton knows Medea stage plays word for word from start to finish. It's incredible.
What a king.
Reign on, young king. We love you, Peyton. Thank you so much for being our Black Excellence. If you have any suggestions for Black Excellence, please send them in to classicalblackpodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Classically Black Podcast, and subscribe to listen on SoundCloud, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever. You heard what I'm saying?
Right.
I think that's it. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, my piece of the week, meaning nothing to you.
Oh, shucks.
Y'all see how long it's been since we recorded?
Right. But it was like last week.
It literally was.
Okay, but you see, check your circle, because you saw me finishing up the episode and you were like,
no, I thought you were maybe, because sometimes we'd be like, all right, so before we go, like I thought it was kind of weird that you were saying all that, but I thought you were gonna give the socials first, and then you were gonna be like, all right, before we go, you got a piece of the week.
Before we go, you got a piece of the week.
And I was like, she really about to end this, huh?
I remember there was one episode where you were like, I cannot believe you ended that segment. I'm like, because you had to be stopped. Piece of the week.
Oh, you know what? You know what that was? That episode was when I said now I'm bent over like a less than sign. and then after I said that, I said, now it's like Tetris trying to get in where I fit in.
And
then
you were like, none for me. No more, please.
So my piece of the week, I'm gonna make it quick since Katie's so eager to end the episode.
You forget.
All right, I wrote it down. It's the second movement of the Dvorak Violin Concerto, which is gorgeous.
It's absolutely beautiful.
It's so gorgeous. I was just like,
who playing it?
The recording I listened to is Pamela Frank. But we played this in. I had to have been in Phil. I think I had because this is my first time in Phil, so I guess I was in ESO. So I think that was my sophomore year. Then it was a violin concerto competition here. And yes, that was the first, because well, I can't say that. I do listen to different stuff, because I was going to say, how else would I know the concerto, because I don't be listening, but I listen to violin rep sometimes.
I listen to anything Janine Jansen doing. That's my what a queen.
But yeah, that's how I came across this, and I used to listen to it all the time, and then for some reason I think it probably came up on my YouTube, like suggested whatever, and I was like, dang, I forgot about this. This has to be my piece of the week. So I'm gonna link the recording that I listened to in the description so that y'all can get on the same wave that I'm on, and talk to y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.